In this video, we're going to be talking about the truth about cracked heat exchangers. We're going to be covering everything you ever wanted to know. We're going to talk about how dangerous they really are, whether you should replace the system, whether you can repair the system if you do have a cracked heat exchanger, what it means. We're going to talk about the truth about carbon monoxide and whether or not a cracked heat exchanger is actually emitting carbon monoxide. And we're also going to be talking about whether or not you should repair these systems or replace these systems and what is the pros and cons of both of these approaches. And we'll talk about all that and more. But before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. We put out daily and weekly content on how you can get the best HVAC for your home. So if you're in the market for HVAC system replacement and you're interested in making sure that you get the best HVAC for your home, that's exactly what we talk about on this channel. And it's a free way that you can show your support if you find this content helpful and adds value for you. So that being said, let's explain what a heat exchanger is before we get started. Now, the heat exchanger is basically a series of tubes or a combustion chamber where the fire from your combustion process in your furnace, it's where all the fumes, where the combustion takes place, and then that fire goes into your heat exchanger, and then the blower motor, which is what circulates air through the ductwork in your home, blows across that heat exchanger, which basically rejects the heat into the ductwork, and that's how you get nice warm air coming through your vents in a warm, cozy home in the middle of the winter. Now, the reason I like to start with the explanation of what a heat exchanger is and how it works is so that you can visually understand what a crack in the heat exchanger does and what the implications are and why it's actually dangerous. And I'm going to talk about to what extent it is dangerous. And because the truth is there's varying levels of cracks, but even if we find a very minor crack in a heat exchanger, unfortunately, it is something that is considered a safety risk. And so from a liability perspective, we're always going to recommend that you deal with it. It's not something that we can leave unattended because it is a safety concern. So now that you understand how heat exchangers work in terms of the fire from the combustion processes going into these tubes or into the heat exchanger combustion chamber, what happens when there's a crack is that essentially you're running a risk that there is carbon monoxide or exhaust gases leaking from the heat exchanger into the airstream. And so what this means is that when the furnace is running, after maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or maybe right away, if you have a really bad crack in your heat exchanger, what will happen is it will start dumping exhaust gases into your home. Now, one thing that you should have in your home that will help keep you safe and oftentimes catches when there's a crack in the heat exchanger is a carbon monoxide detector, because if you have a carbon monoxide detector, which you definitely should, it's code to have one in the sleeping areas or by the sleeping areas on every floor. So if you have 3 bedrooms upstairs, you should have at least one smoke detector or combo smoke carbon monoxide detector in the hallway, in the sleeping areas. And that's going to keep you safe at night, because if something goes out, because if your heat exchanger goes out and it's dumping carbon monoxide into the home, that alarm is going to go off. It's going to wake everyone up in the house, and you're going to know that there's an issue before those carbon monoxide levels reach a fatal level. Now, on that note, I do want to take a moment to talk about carbon monoxide specifically, just to educate and inform people on the facts of how a carbon monoxide detector works and the differences between the carbon monoxide detectors that our technicians might use versus some of the other carbon monoxide detectors that you just have in your home or that you might find at your local hardware store. Now, a fatal concentration of carbon monoxide is considered 800 parts per million sustained for 15 minutes. Now, most carbon monoxide detectors in your home will start picking up carbon monoxide at concentrations of 50 to 200 parts per million sustained for 1 hour or 2 hours. And the reason they set a much lower threshold is obviously they want to catch the carbon monoxide at these lower thresholds so that way they can alert you before it gets to a very dangerous concentration level. But the truth is that the meters that our technicians or most technicians carry on their trucks often will pick up a CO reading as low as 5 or 10 parts per million of carbon monoxide. And the reason that they're more sensitive is, number one, so that we can pick up on these readings when they're at much lower levels. The reason that you don't want a sensitive meter like this in your home is that literally if you have a gas stovetop or you have a gas oven, anytime you are cooking with those, stovetop burners or appliances, you're actually releasing carbon monoxide into the home. And so if your carbon monoxide detector was so sensitive that it went off at 5 parts per million or 10 parts per million, every time you were cooking Thanksgiving dinner and you had all the burners going and both the ovens on, you might be setting off the smoke alarm anyways if you're burning the turkey, right? But you'd be setting off the CO detector every single time time because the concentration would be so sensitive to such small levels. Now, when we check for it in the airstream, we check for it with a combustion analyzer as well, directly above the furnace in the plenum. And the reason we're checking for this is just CO is being released. And even if CO is not being released, if we find a crack in the heat exchanger, unfortunately, that means that either you have to repair that heat exchanger or you have to replace that system, because a cracked heat exchanger is compromised, and it means that it could develop a situation in the future where it's going to be leaking carbon monoxide into the home. It's very dangerous. It's not something you want to play around with. And if we find it, it's much better than if the utility company finds it, because at least in Denver, Colorado, and I know it's like this in most metropolitan areas, if you have Xcel Energy come out and they find a crack in the heat exchanger, they will shut off your gas, and sometimes they will red tag the furnace, meaning they're shutting off the gas at the meter until you turn that back on. So you won't have hot water or gas for your furnace until that gets corrected, because it is dangerous. People do die from carbon monoxide poisoning every single year. It's very rare, but it is a very serious condition. And if you're curious on the actual data and statistics related to that, I'll make sure to link that in the description for you. But it is not something you want to play around with, and that's why we do take it seriously. So if you found yourself in the position where you found a crack in your heat exchanger, or a technician found a crack in their heat exchanger, we're going to go through a few options of how you can deal with it. Now, basically, you can repair the system, but oftentimes the reason we advise against repairing a system is because typically your heat exchanger won't start to crack until the 15 or 20 year mark. And the reason is because cracks tend to develop on older systems. It's normal wear and tear on a system. Once something cracks, it's typically a sign that the system is basically ripe for replacement. And it's at that age where, rather than spending the money on a new heat exchanger, that money would be better spent on replacing the system with a more efficient, newer furnace or heat pump combination system. But the bottom line is that repair is an option. So if you are looking to just do the absolute cheapest repair you possibly can to limp the system along a little bit longer, maybe you're selling the home in a few years, or maybe you're selling the home right now and you just found the crack in the heat exchanger and you want the cheapest possible repair just so it will pass inspection and you can sell it. Repairing the heat exchanger involves replacing the heat exchanger, and it's a costly repair because it basically involves disassembling the entire furnace, pulling the entire firewall, putting the heat exchanger back in, and then reassembling the furnace. And this is especially true for high efficiency systems. It can be very time consuming, and it's not a simple procedure. It is a pretty complex repair. Now, as far as replacing a system when you have a crack in the heat exchanger, the reason that I touched on earlier that it oftentimes makes sense to consider replacement when your heat exchanger is cracked is really just because you're throwing good money after bad at that point when you're looking at an old system with a cracked heat exchanger. And the reason is if you have a 15 or a 20 or a 25-year-old system and the heat exchanger is cracked, but you opt to replace the heat exchanger, every other component on that furnace, if your blower motor hasn't been replaced on a 15-year-old furnace, it's about to be replaced, because it's kind of at that age where from the 10 to 20 year mark is typically when blower motors go out. The same thing is true for components like gas valves or motherboards or other components on the system that tend to fail. Other items that are normal wear and tear items like hot surface igniters or flame sensors, are not as big of a concern. Because those are also cheaper repairs than a blower motor or a motherboard replacement. But the bottom line is that's the gist of why you would really strongly want to consider replacing a system once it has a cracked heat exchanger. Now, the exception to this is if you have a brand new system. Sometimes a system can develop a crack prematurely, or there was a manufacturing crack that developed just over time in a very short period of time. So if you have a 3 or a 5-year-old system and it happens to have a crack in the heat exchanger, on a newer system like that, they can replace the heat exchanger, and your new system does not need replacement because it's basically new and it was just either a manufacturing defect that developed. It's rare. We don't run across this often, but if we ever do, we know how to replace these heat exchangers because it does happen periodically. But again, it is not very common. So that being said, we hope you enjoyed this content. And if you did, please make sure you smash that like button for the algorithm and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And there'll be a video popping up on the screen shortly that YouTube thinks you should watch. But if you happen to be in one of the areas we service, there's actually a link in the description below where you can schedule with us directly. And if you're interested in working with a contractor in your area, but we don't actually service your area, we actually launched a program. It's in beta mode right now where we are specifically, where you can visit the link below to the HVACdopeshow.com. We will refer you to a contractor that works specifically on the type of equipment that you're looking to get installed. And there's zero cost to you. This is not a program that costs you anything. We're literally handpicking these contractors contractors in your market that are based on your requirements. And we work exclusively with contractors that have great reputations and really know their stuff. So if you're looking for a specific cold climate heat pump or a certain type of product and want to make sure that you have a contractor that is familiar with the product line, that's what that program was created for. And again, this is in beta mode, so we're building this out as we speak. So if you're interested in working with a contractor in your area, that link is going to be in the description as well to the HVACdopeshow.com. And make sure you check out this next video that YouTube thinks you should watch if you haven't done so already, and we will catch you on the next episode.